Then you lay out the area with the template and cut your overall shape out. And you relieve a certain area from where the neck will be to the end. Once you have it relieved, then you can start doing your radius shaping. Refer to your plan for the radius requirement of the fingerboard. You will have 2 radius gauges that you can make. One will fit at this end, the other at this end. Remember, the radius changes just a little bit as it goes from string nut to bridge. Scrape it and smooth it out the best you can. Your best finish on a fingerboard will be told in your preparation. Here I have located the exact center of the bottom of the fingerboard, and I scribed it with a knife so that I know that that scribe line is in the right spot on the exact center line. If you use a pencil, pencil tends to widen as you move it, so the line starts off small, ends up wide. So if you use a scribe or a knife, a marking knife, you will be a lot more accurate in your work. You have to check your dimensions of the neck block according to your plan. Set your center line. Make your measurements off your center line, each direction. Don't rely on the squareness of the neck block itself. And then line up your center line on the underside at the heel at the string nut location. Here I have checked the dimension along the center line from the heel to the string nut edge. I adjusted the dimension right at the top of the peg box so that I have the exact dimension from the heel to the end of the string nut, just as it goes in to the peg box. I adjust it here so that I can square up this edge, because this edge will be visible on the instrument when it's completed. So it's important to have a nice smooth surface at that transition point just below the string nut. And on the heel, I usually cut a little V-notch right on the center line. That way it's a little bit easier for me to see it when I'm lining up the fingerboard to the neck block. The neck block and the fingerboard must be straight before you go on to your next step. When you install the clamps, make sure it doesn't pull off from one side to the other, so recheck your center line. And here's the new outline for the fingerboard. That will now become the cut line. When cutting the neck block, you have to remember that the toe, where the fluting starts on the scroll, is wider than the string nut area. So you have to make sure that you cut enough material widthwise in this area so that you do not damage this portion of the scroll area. Here I have completed cutting out the block of excess material from the neck shape. The first cut I made was at the heel. There the angle is set for the neck. The second cut I make is underneath. I leave extra material so that I can pare it away later on. Because I can always take material off, but I can't put it back on. Then I set my angles and cut each side. I start a little bit wider here to avoid cutting into this area back here on both sides. And from here, with files, plane, and scrapers, I will pare it down to the original size of your pattern. Because it curves in an angle around, the fingerboard will actually be about 2 millimeters wider on each side of the neck, so that you can blend it in and scrape it smooth and have a very tight joint. Here I have temporarily attached the fingerboard and the string nut to the neck blank. The shape is basically cut out, and I've laid out the lines for the heel and the center line after I cut the angle. This angle is extremely critical for adjustment and proper setting of the neck in the dovetail joint. I will now go ahead and continue shaping the neck area from the heel to the toe and around the bottom of the toe on each side, removing the excess material. Here I have trimmed the side of the heel to the proper location and size for the dovetail joint. Here I am shaping the heel of the scroll and the toe of the neck, and what I'm doing is just blending it in, working small. Next I'll be shaping the area around the heel of the neck and on the neck itself on the bottom. It's important to check your measurement of your thickness here and here at the string nut location and in front of the heel, so that you can get the correct dimension before you continue shaping. Working very small with little or no pressure, I just ease the shape in to the heel. Here I have finished shaping the neck underneath, cleaned up the volute, all except for the inside curl right in through here. This will complete this video on carving the neck. Thank you for watching.